You are listening to the Earplug Podcast Network, a Fanboys Inc. production.
If you're passionate for what you love and you're serious about it, when you see our cameras at the show, then we want to talk about it. Fair weather fans need not apply. We seek nerds that are true.
Hi, and welcome to Supermega Fest 2017 here in Marlborough,
We
Mass.
already established where we are twice already.
We are here with Chris Paniccia, the creator of The Conspiracy.
What are you doing?
I was being Chris. It
You're-
almost looked like he was
Anyway,
ventriloquism.
Chris, what can you tell us about your book?
Well, the Gridiron Conspiracy takes place here in New England. And if you like mystery, you like thrilling action, you like suspense, then this is going to be a trilogy for you. I wrote it as a trilogy, but it's become so popular that most people email me, they call me, they say, listen, I love the storyline, I love the characters, it's fast-paced, you gotta let me see more. So my trilogy has now become a series. Book 4 is being edited right now. It's almost ready for publication. I should have it before Christmas. So I look at it this way. If people want to continue to see my book, I will keep writing as many books as possible.
Where did the concept of the book come from?
I'm sorry?
Where did the concept of the book come from?
Well, the concept is I actually played football for the Air Force and I played for a brief time for the
Thank you for your
Cowboys.
service.
Really?
So what I did is I actually used those experiences and put them in the book. First question people ask me, it says Gridiron Conspiracy. Does that mean that it's all about football? No, it's not all about football. It's about the conspiracy and mystery. But the backstory is about a young man who plays football. So there is a little bit of backstory in there, but that's just so you know about the major character.
Now, I am not a sports ball fan. I don't know anything about sports ball. You said you play for the Cowboys, but you got this team on.
Well, I'm a New Englander through and through. As you read the trilogy, you'll see that because the whole trilogy takes place here in New England. So as you read through it, if you are from New England, you'll get that New England flavor and you'll understand where each of the different places are.
Cool. Where can we find you online?
You can find me online at paniccia.com. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. Please join me. Love to have you.
Jeremy, you have any questions for Chris?
I always ask, do you collect anything? I see you got comic books all over your table.
Well, I do a lot of stuff with the comics. I actually do a lot of storyboards for the X-Men comics.
Oh, cool.
So as an author and an illustrator, I get a chance to do a little bit of everything.
Oh, nice.
So I have my sci-fi novels, but at the same time, I always bring my illustrations with me and some of the comics that I work on.
See,
What are some of the comics that you're working on right now?
I'm talking. I'm shush. We always tell our other writer friends
he
to
stole
get
my
into
mic.
drawing.
You're
'cause
overriding
that's
me.
the real
But
talent.
we're trying to have a
Well,
conversation
hey, look,
here.
look.
This is trying to be an
He's
intelligent
worked
conversation.
hard. He's
I
trying
know
to
he's
celebrate
worked
the
hard.
Gridiron Conspiracy. It's a trilogy, but it's not a trilogy.
Did you
Just
hear the
like
conversation
last
we
book.
just had?
The last book.
Did you hear the conversation we
yes,
just had?
it's going to be a series, and it's going to be.
It's going to be a series? Why didn't you tell me it's going to be a series?
No, I'm not doing a Kickstarter, but it is now a series. I go to almost every Comic-Con because I like to sell it face to face.
Now, have any of your fans from, like, say, X-Men or any of the books that you worked on the storyboards for come up to you and say, oh, my God, you wrote a book, too, and took the book?
Absolutely, yes. A lot of times when I was at New York Comic-Con, I had a lot of people who came up to me and actually had me sign the comics, but at the same time, grab the books.
Nice. Now, for our sports ball fans, how long have you played professional ball for?
Well, I played
sports
football.
balls.
I played football back when Jimmy Johnson first took over the team.
Double
So I
J.
played for him.
That's
for a
Miami
brief-
Dolphins.
for a brief
that's
time.
The other guy.
No, that was actually after he took over for Tom Landry.
You can tell we're real geeks.
Yeah.
We have no idea. You were just saying
Laces out. I know that. Laces out.
Anyway, Mr. P. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to Super Mega Fest 2017. We are here with the one, the only Amanda Page.
Okay.
You
Okay.
made the suit for John Wesley Shipp. Your character made the suit.
I'm thinking, no, I can't even
Yeah,
sew.
that's when he was telling me out there. I was like, wow, that's really mean. Did they do that? Was she the only woman on the show? They were like, look, Amanda, you make the suit.
No, you got to look at it this way.
Like,
She's
I know
the,
things were different back then, but like it was bad.
You got to look at it this way. She's the original Cisco and original Caitlin Snow. You're the one who made
I
it.
did it all.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Now your character.
They need two people to do what you used to do all
That's
by
right.
yourself.
That means she's the smart one. That's why she's Tina McGee in the new Flash.
Yeah.
I am Dr. Tina McGee, a little bit older, but and not quite so flirtatious.
No,
But I haven't been given a chance yet. You know, maybe I'll be back to get like really
I was
down.
just gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
What was it like being reunited with that guy over there?
It was so fabulous. It was great. I mean, when Andrew called me the first, before I came back, he said, Amanda, I'd love you to do the show. Might be bringing John back. I was like, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Really?
Yes,
Some of your other bodies of work. You were in Nip Tuck.
I was.
You were in Max Headroom.
Yes.
You were
That
in.
one for me,
That
like
was a
I
long
used
time.
to love Max.
We're going back. I mean, was anybody alive then that's watching this?
Just us.
Okay.
So what's that? But now you're tied to being a speedster. If you ever had a chance, would you put on one of the costumes, or would you have?
Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Would
That
you
would
want to
be
be a
kinda
speedster, or
I'm
would you be
fit,
another
man. I'm
character?
fit under all this.
Yes, you are. Where can we find you online? Where can we find you on Twitter? Where can we find you on
doing
Facebook?
anything now?
Yeah, what are you doing
Okay,
now?
Instagram. Well, I'm Instagram Amanda Pays. I've got a book. Boom. I'm just going to sell this book that I've just got out. Coffee Table Lifestyle book about our lives. I'm married to Corbin. We've been married for 30 years. 4 children.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know
look
that? Oh my
How did you
God.
Like a
even
flash.
see
You
him?
haven't
That
done
was
any
a
research
blur.
on me?
I'm a geek. I do
Okay.
comic book stuff,
All
and
right.
like a flash. Once again, this is the second interview that he crashed on
Like,
us.
just go over there and do another interview with him because he's like,
Anyway, tell us more about your book.
Oh, the book. I've been flipping houses. We move a lot, renovating, and over 30 years done about 25 houses. Nice. So this just came out. Going to do another one.
And we can find us on Amazon?
On Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Yes.
Jeremy, bring up the link. You're the
Yeah.
magic fingers.
Bring up the
You
link.
can find it right here.
Open the house. Reinventing space for simple living.
We just sold out your book.
We just sold
It's
out
all
your
over.
book.
You have that many followers?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
It's Amanda Pays.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
Tina McGee.
Angry Geeks, Super Mega Fest.
We're still here at Super Mega Fest with the one and only Joe St Pierre. Congratulations on the Kickstarter. That was awesome. All the hard work that I did. Because like I said, you were on the rest. You saved the best for last. And we kicked you overboard.
We did the podcast right at the very end, just under the wire, and that's what happened. Then
Yeah, you
suddenly
were down like $5,000, and we just
we got
blew
the
it
angry
out.
bump. Suddenly,
angry
we
bump.
have
Oh, yeah, the
$5,000.
angry bump.
That must have made you feel good that it
Oh, totally, it's great. Yeah, it saves me a lot of
I got one
angst
problem
and
with
issues,
you guys.
and now I'll have something to sell at shows.
Do you guys
What's your
mind
problem?
spacing out your Kickstarters? Because like every single one of you at the same time. I'm
We
just
were
like,
busy.
You should get somebody to coordinate all
Yeah,
that.
for real.
because,
Like we need to hire a special person. Like shouldn't Chris's what's her name? Ashley should do that crap.
I agree, totally. Should kind of space them out.
Yeah, actually, it
Gotta
would
talk
work.
to each other more.
But
often.
amazingly, all of you are pulling it off. So like, hey, looks like comics are the in thing.
I hope so.
All right, once and for all.
Lion,
Cricket.
based off of me, Lion.
No, it's not.
You guys.
No. No. Is
Oh, look at
Lion.
the new covers.
Is Lion. Pay attention. Pay
Covers.
attention. Is Lion based after Jeremy Courtney?
Of course he is. Look at this guy.
Why do you encourage him? Why
For
do
real,
show you.
like
Oh.
look inside. Have you
How
seen
could you not possibly
Look, that
tell
is-
that this man and
Like,
this
for
man
real,
are the same
The only difference was he had to change the hair, copyright.
for copyright reasons?
Right. I should
'Cause
talk
you own
into
the
my
Angry
microphone.
Geeks
Yeah.
likeness, so.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And
I had to
Jeremy.
change hair.
doesn't know.
You got a pretty cool setup here to this.
Yes,
I mean,
you
you got
do.
a Klingon across from you, some dude from Star Wars over there.
I can't.
How
can't
do you
lose
handle?
today.
Like,
So when are we
you
going to
must
see
be
the book? When
collecting
is it
all
going to come out?
their
The new Zodiac's new edition comes out in December. It will be in comic shops. And if you pre-ordered, like you guys did, right, through the Kickstarter, you get a sketch inside,
Hopefully
which makes
he
it
did
exclusive.
it
I
because
did.
yours was on his watch. I said
I did,
I
and
took
it
care
says
of
the
Bob
Angry
Sally's.
Geeks.
He took care of Joe St Pierre's, and then I took care of Chris Campana's, and then we've got the dude that did the Fourth Monkey, and then we've got the guy
Do
that.
you think we're made of money?
Dude. My wife's
guys are
just like,
indie
what's all
friendly."
this for Kickstarter? I'm like, I don't know.
Who's
Well, the
making me do it?
kids.
It's Kickstarter.
Yeah, kids. I'm trying to get the kids
So
started.
what do you got going on? What are you working on besides your book?
Oh my God, so much. Signed
I have to say something. Hi, Sonia. She won't come on camera. No.
Love you, honey.
What do you got working on?
I just signed a deal which I can't talk about. Which
Of course you can. Like, why
But,
do we do
I'm excited
interviews?
about
I don't
it.
get
Good for you. Good
Hey, I hear you're
Now.
doing this show. No, I can't talk.
What's the next show we're going to see you at?
next weekend
Rhode
I'm in Portland Comic Expo.
doing
Rick
Portland
Lowe
next
show.
week.
Yeah, it's a great
Nice.
show. Actually.
And after that?
Excellent. After that is at South Coast, Gary's show, South Coast Comic Con, and then
You're gonna
Rhode
be
Island.
Rhode Island's before.
Rhode Island's okay. So switch those. Rhode Island.
All right, and then you're coming down to the Geek, coming down to the Geek.
Coming down to the Geek Lair.
Hopefully
Can't
sometime
wait.
in January, and we'll make sure Jeremy's there. All right, congratulations on the Kickstarter. We're going to let you get back to work.
Thank you.
We love you.
I owe
Much
you a
respect.
Superman. I owe you a Jar Jar something.
Jar Jar
Much
Lion.
respect. Don't encourage him. Joe St Pierre.
With the hair.
Goodbye now.
Thanks, guys.
And welcome back to Super Mega Fest 2017 here in Marlboro, Mass. And we are with the legendary Mr. Edward James Olmos.
We
And
could-
I hope I didn't say any of that wrong, because
None of it.
I'm known to murder names.
We could do a rundown. Miami Vice, Blade Runner, American. It's Battlestar Galactica. There's so
I
much.
hate to be the fanboy, but Battlestar Galactica right now, for me, like, what you guys changed it from back to what it became, it was amazing. Like, I don't know, every scene, the politics, everything was great and amazing. Also, it was on Sci-Fi Channel for a Sci-Fi Channel show to get a following like that. You guys did.
Yeah,
you guys killed it.
We were very fortunate in having a great writing team, starting with Ron Moore,
Yeah.
who was the creator of the reimagination of the show. And I have to say that it is the best usage of television I've ever been a part of in my lifetime.
It was fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you consider yourself an icon now in sci-fi, or other people consider you rather as an icon? How do you feel being considered an icon because of Blade Runner, because of Battlestar? Do you feel yourself as an icon, as people like Jeremy and I see you as?
You know, again, it's work, and I've been very fortunate, and I live a very privileged life, and I come to this for one reason, that's to say thank you. Thank you to the fan base. There's no place that I can do what I do here. When I'm at, my working, or if I'm going from point A to point B, at an airport, some people come up, they go, oh my goodness, but I can't take the time that I do when I'm sitting here and people come and they sit with me or talk with me here for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and we're just talking, and they can't say thank you enough, and I can't say thank you enough to them for what they've been able to, what I've been able to do and live. So, as far as being an icon, that's really in the eye of the beholder, because I can't say I'm just doing my work.
Well, thank you. In our eyes,
Yeah.
you are an icon.
You really are. Like,
I do have one question. Since you do come to conventions, Jeremy and I ask this of all
Oh,
of
yeah.
our guests, do you collect anything?
No, I don't. I'm not a collector per se. I have gotten some of my friends who come and I hadn't seen for a while. I will sit and talk with them. It's fantastic. Ed Corbin, Bernson, Tom Berenger, and of course Sandra Santiago, Lindsay Wagner. I haven't seen them in a long time, and I'm very grateful that they're here. Paul Michael Glazer's here, and I'm very grateful that I get to come to these and say thank you to the community and see my friends.
That was my next question. Have you ever came to a con and seen a con guest and was like, oh wow, I really have to meet him?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Really? Yeah. Welcome to our world, sir.
I know. Are you kidding? All the time. I just walk down the aisle and just say hi to everybody, just one at a time, and say thank you and thank you for your work. And if I know them, it's great. If I don't know them, I meet them. Yeah.
Now, we have a tradition here in Super Mega Fest. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah. How long have you guys been doing this?
We've been doing this. Way too long. Actually, Jeremy is actually my second co-host, and we've been doing it 4 years together, but 5 years total.
It's great. Great. I hope you guys are successful, and I hope it's
Thank you.
well.
Now that you've been doing all these cons, what's the weirdest thing one of us weirdos have brought up to you and been like, can you please sign this? I have a Cylon head here. Like,
No, I think I've been so overwhelmed by the kinds of things that have been given to me to sign here at this convention. Much more incredible. The things I've never seen before. And I say, wow, this is imaginative and it's very well done. And I must say, posters especially, beautiful, beautiful pieces of art. And I say, man, who did this? Oh, this artist is here. You go, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so blown away, Just beautiful. I'm very grateful to be here.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yes, thank
you have
you so
somebody waiting
much.
for you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
And we're
you,
James
sir.
Olmos, Angry
Can I
Geek
get
Show,
a
Super Mega
so-say we all?
Fest. See ya.
welcome back to Super Mega Fest 2017 here in Marlboro, Mass. I'm Jeremy Courtney. With me, as always, is the lovable Lewis Perry. And this is the end of the show. We're here with Mr. Chris, the man Norris, the world's greatest charity fundraiser here with the Autism Speaks. Got the raffles going on.
You
Super
forgot somebody.
IDS. Oh, don't worry. I will get to the world-renowned, famous Scarlet Fly. Q-Fly. What does the Q stand for?
Cameo. Or whatever. Scarlet.
Yeah.
Anyhow, how was the turnout for you guys today? Raising a lot of money?
Doing well so far.
We wanted to save the best
We're
for
doing
last.
good. It's a fun day.
We're over $1,000.
Nice. Nice.
You
Now,
guys aren't giving enough money.
but as
Make
always,
it rain.
Any donation for a photo with us.
now
The
as
ladies,
as
not
al-
me.
as always, they can go to the website. They can go to our website, click on Angry Geeks Approved. Click on Angry Geeks Approved. Find Team Christopher link. Click on that and donate to these guys if you're not at a con.
All your money. Give your money.
Scarlett, do you have anything to say?
Oh, some of your money. Yeah.
Just happy to
'cause
be here and to see all of
Should
you.
be able to eat
That's
at the end of
corny,
the
I know.
day if you want.
No, that's not Chris. Anything?
Charlotte's a team player.
Always a team
He
player.
wants,
Her and
you know.
Jessica Toki, who's not at the booth at the moment.
No, not
Always
at the
my
booth.
mermaids raising money for the
Very
cause and helping out
disappointed.
the
I was told
If you're not
that I
at a
would get
con, go to the
Toki on
website. We're signing out
every
until
time.
next week
Then next
when we're
time
at Bing
we're at
Comic Con.
Bing
See ya.
Con, we're-
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, we're here at Bing Kong. It's Lewis from the Angry Geek Show. Jeremy is actually losing body limbs this Halloween weekend. Yeah, he's playing with a chainsaw. Our guest, the one and only comic book legend, independent comic book legend, Richard Pini. Sir, ElfQuest touched my life.
I hope not inappropriately.
Well, maybe Lita, because she was hot the way that she drew. I mean, we talked a little bit off camera, and my main thing was, why hasn't there been a movie yet? Why hasn't there been a cartoon series? With the age, I was thinking, with the age of Netflix, that could be something.
Yeah, that's a question that we have been asked literally almost since the series began in 1978. And if you do the math, next year is ElfQuest's 40th anniversary, by the way. I think our first inquiry about a movie was 1981.
So that would have been about time when I discovered ElfQuest.
Yes, and we have had studios option ElfQuest fairly regularly since then, and we've been to the altar many, many times. We just have never tied the knot. And Wendy and I have come to the conclusion that until somebody, whether it's from Hollywood or cable, Netflix, Amazon, there's a whole lot more new players in the field now. Somebody comes to us and explains what ElfQuest is about to us in such a way that we say, you get it, you understand what ElfQuest is about, then you're going to see a series or a movie or something. Heretofore, when a big studio options ElfQuest, they want it to be good versus evil. They want big, they want loud, they want explosions, they want not car crashes because they don't have cars. So wolf crashes, yes, there you go. They want it simplified and dumbed down to literally good guys versus bad guys. And if you know anything at all about ElfQuest, you know that ElfQuest is not good guys versus bad guys, because even the best good guys have some dark to them, and even the worst, what you would normally call a villain, has redeeming qualities.
So you could say that with Pygmalion.
But until somebody realizes that that's what you need within the story of ElfQuest, we've said this, and it's a realization we've come to more or less recently. We'd rather have no movie than a bad movie.
Thank you. Because, I mean, there's a lot of properties that came on to the big screen or to the television that were just awful, and it wasn't what we came to grow and love, and I'm glad that you're standing out for that. I have a question, and it always bugged me from the first time I picked up the phrase, "May the wolves pick at your bones." Where did that come from? I have to know, because I say that to my kids. So where did that come from?
That is just one of the millions of little bits that Wendy has come up with over the years that are memorable. And if she got it from somewhere else, because we both love mythology, we both love stories that come from other cultures and other times, if she got that from somewhere else, I don't know where. So I'm going to stand here and say, that's hers.
What about sending?
Well, again, telepathy is not a new concept.
But okay, no, it's not. But as you're reading ElfQuest and Cutter and Skywise, they're like, okay, even with Lita. Well, she couldn't. I don't want to wreck it for anybody who didn't read it. You should read it. It's Warp, Marvel, and it's out now by.
ElfQuest is the only, as far as I know, independent comic that has been published by all three of the big three houses: Marvel first, then DC, and now Dark Horse.
Sending, you make it sound intimate. It's totally different than telepathy.
Well, it is intimate. There is an element of intimacy to it. It is essentially telepathy. And actually all of the elves can do it. Some have forgotten how to do it. You can communicate mind to mind, but on a certain superficial level. If you want to get more into the deep thoughts and emotions of a character, that character has to let you in. And there are levels to that access. And that was, again, a concept that, as far as I know, is original to Wendy. And she just crafted it so that certain interactions among characters could be on one level, and then certain others could be surprisingly intimate or unexpectedly intimate, and that in itself would impel certain consequences.
Anything that when you were writing the story, was there one certain part that you came to as it was being illustrated or as it was written and you were like, ugh, this breaks my heart, but it needs to be done? What was there one moment? We talked again off camera what the one moment that broke my heart. Is there anyone that you said, ugh?
Yeah. It's probably more than one, but one is coming to mind right now, and that is in the original quest when the elves are essentially kidnapped up to the frozen north, and they're dropped off in the snow, and the mountain trolls are coming after them. There's a character whose name was One Eye, and in the course of the ensuing battle, he gets clobbered pretty bad, and he doesn't die, but he is injured so badly that he essentially goes into a kind of a coma. Now, at that time in our partnership of storytelling, I was a kind of happily ever after sort, and I wanted One Eye somehow to live, to come out of it, because I didn't want any of these characters to die, because that's just the way I was. Wendy, who was much more realistic about storytelling than I was at that time, said, you know, it would be really unrealistic if everybody gets out of this alive. So we came upon a compromise. And that's when storytelling gets really great, when you find a compromise that blossoms into other stories later on. Okay, let's put One Eye into wrap stuff, which is this magical suspended animation stuff. And so he doesn't have to die, but he's not with us, and we'll figure out what to do with him. Well, the fact of putting him into suspended animation gave us the opportunity, issues later, for a wonderful, moving resolution to his story. But at the time, when he got clobbered, I said, oh, no, he can't die. You can't let him die. And that's how that particular bit of business evolved.
One thing that I did not like to see Cutter in the armor. I mean, the armor was cool, but to me, Cutter was more, he was more of, pardon my language, he was a badass. He was more of a barbarian. I mean, he was a wolf rider, come from the forest. When he put on the armor, I was like, oh, he's going to be too slow. Get him out of the armor. But it did work, but I had to tell you that.
Armor's good.
Yes, armor is good. What do you think of Wonder Woman?
Excuse me?
What do you think of our Wonder Woman?
I think she is great. I think the movie was great. I think of all of the DC superhero movies to date, it is the most, I'm going to say, human of all of them. And I suspect very strongly it's because it had not only an incredible woman starring in it, but directing it. And there's just a sensibility there that you don't have in your typical, let's get two superheroes in a room and have them beat the snot out of each other. So the movie was great. You are great. Armor is great.
All right, one final question. Okay, yes.
And the reason that the armor works is, again, Wendy is a designer of costumes. She has just all her life known how to put together something on paper that a character wears that you can build, and it will be functional. So when she designed the armor, she designed it the same way, so that if you built it, they would come. No, if you made a suit of armor like that, it would flex, and it would flex well enough so that the Wolf Riders, who are very nimble, would be able to move nimbly while they were fighting.
See, the reason why I brought that up is when I was reading ElfQuest, I was very involved in martial arts. Being a fighter, studying martial arts, and I see the Wolf Riders in the armor, I'm like, oh, it's not going to work. But yes, it did end up working. One other question, personalities for each elf. Where do they come from? Are they modeled after someone you knew? Modeled after? See, you're laughing, so it's got to be something. Where do the personalities come from?
They always say, write about what you know. these characters are aspects of ourselves. And most people, when they're told that, they say, oh, you must be Cutter, meaning me, and Wendy must be Lita, because I'm the guy, Cutter's the guy, and Wendy, you know. And we say, with a secret smile, no, Wendy is Cutter, and I am Skywise.
Talking to you earlier and now, I could see you as Skywise.
And there's a relationship between Cutter and Skywise that is just as strong and as intimate and as everything else as the one between Cutter and Lita as life mates. Cutter and Skywise, brothers in all but blood. They are essentially recognized without the biological imperative. They know each other's deepest selves. Other characters are aspects of ourselves. There was one point, I'll just give you a tiny example, when Strongbow was captured in Blue Mountain and he was caged and Winnowill was taunting him and torturing him. Yes. I was going through a period in my life where I felt psychologically and spiritually and emotionally trapped. I think it was probably by my job at the time. And so that stress that I was projecting found its way into Strongbow, his anger, his strong desire to break out of there and do damage. And that sort of thing is all through ElfQuest. Of course, we can't feed every one of 700 or 800 characters like that, but the major characters are expressions, avatars, if you will, of ways that we have felt, things that we have learned, teachings that we want to try to express, and so on and so forth.
My favorite drawing, my favorite illustration of Cutter, and I told you, was book 4. Cutter is in the all-black jumpsuit with the white wolf fur vest. I love that drawing. Please make that into a t-shirt or a print, because I would rock it all the time, and that print will be up in the Geek Lair. It's only a little panel, too, from what I read. Favorite of all time, so please pass that on. It was...
As I said, Wendy is a costume designer. She likes drawing good-looking bodies, and she likes clothing them, and you need to have them, like, there before you can put the clothes on them, so it's a lot of fun to draw, it's a lot of fun to design, and we've had some incredible people who have taken her costumes and realized them for cosplay. The acme of ElfQuest cosplay was 1981 in San Diego. Now, 1981 was during the original Quest. I'm not sure what sparked this, but at the 1981 San Diego Comic-Con, there were 2 groups of ElfQuest cosplayer, one group of 30 and one group of 60. Wow. There were nearly 100 elves running in cosplay all the time. Before cosplay was a word, they were doing it, and they were all over the hotel, to the point where we were getting comments from professionals and people walking and say, if I see one more damn elf, I'm going to just...
That must have made you feel good, though.
We have photos. San Diego has a Saturday night costume competition, and the workmanship and effort and time and skill and love that goes into the making of these costumes is outstanding. Well, there was the group category, so the announcer is up there saying, all right, now we have group 1, 60 kids in costume. All right, group 2, and 30 more come out, and the place just exploded. And we've got photos, and we've got movies, and the whole thing.
That must be amazing.
We haven't topped that. Maybe someday when the movie opens at the Man's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, we'll recreate that.
One final question. What do you prefer, CGI, animated, or live action?
Oh, that's a tough one. For a long time, because Wendy's art is just so gorgeous. We thought, let's have it be animated in the best, beautiful, two-dimensional Disney style.
Please.
That's difficult to do. We have seen beautiful CGI. We've seen beautiful mix of CGI and live action. We trust that when the time comes, if the time comes, that whoever we're working with will have enough smarts, and certainly more smarts than we do, to know what's the very best way to translate Wendy's artwork to a screen, whether it's a big screen or a small one, and preserve the absolute beauty and integrity of ElfQuest.
For one, I told you again off camera, I saw Fire and Ice at the time that I discovered, and that's how I want it to be. Please, do it right, Hollywood. Lewis for the Angry Geeks with Jamie Dolan, that Wonder Woman, and the one and only Richard Pini. Sir, it's an honor. I told you, I bow to you. Thank you. You made my childhood with that book. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation, found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.